All the hood niggas on the set. Say you down bad, come and get it off my neck. Niggas steady tripping.
Hey, it's Mr. TakeALOT. I'm right here with K-Shot, and we about to shoot this interview. About 2 minutes.
So shit, bro, how'd you get the name Mr. TakeALOT, man?
Like, I said like 2019, 2020. We were just right there on the block, just hitting legs back to back, and fucking 1 week, I had started rapping, and we were just jugging legs like for a whole week straight. And we were right there in my room with all the shit and homies like, fool, we should call you Mr. TakeALOT, like, fool. All you do is fucking take all kinds of shit, like, fool, you be taking fucking drugs, nigga, like, fool, you be taking all kinds of shit. I was like, fool, that's hard, fool. So ever since then, I've been going with that shit, you know?
And what year was that, bro?
Like probably like 2020, I'd say, 2020.
Hell yeah, and ever since then, you would say you just kind of like pushing the shit.
Yeah, fool, that shit was hard, fool. Like, I ain't never heard of that shit, you feel me? So, like, that shit stuck with me, you know?
You remember your first song you ever put out, bro?
Man, these niggas really petty. I'm just trying to stack it up and get this fetty. Ooh, man, you niggas ain't ready. This me on mine and my strike aiming steady.
That shit was called Petty, fool. Fucking, the lyrics were good, but the song was ass. Like, I had posted that shit, everybody was clowning, like, fuck. They had made like a fucking, like a little like meme video on that shit, fool. That shit was going around. I had took that shit down. I was like, fool, fuck that shit. And like a year later, I had came out with the If I Adore You freestyle.
I was young, nigga, I was reckless. I don't give a fuck, yeah, I'm looking at your necklace. Cause I wanna snatch it, the chain, I wanna have it.
Everybody was fucking with that shit. They were like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, everybody was just like shocked, like, damn, fool, like, you hard.
So you think like the reactions and responses you got from the first shit you dropped just made you go harder this second time?
Yeah, nah, for sure. Cause I was like, I knew my shit was hard, fool. It was just like, that shit, fool, I recorded it, like, the beat, I had played the beat on the TV, and I had recorded it on my phone, so that shit sounded ass, fool, and then, like, my voice, like, it wasn't really, like, on beat, so, like, it was just, like, everybody was clowning, and that shit just made me go harder, because I knew my shit was hard. It was just, like, I needed to get that right song.
So, how did that feature come with Those Official?
We gon' celebrate for Weezy when they free folks. Miss my liquor, Hennessy, and Casamigos. And every time I pop up perk, I be on beast mode. So many times we pop the op, it's hard to keep scope.
He was from the same hood as me, so like, he was already seeing my music and shit. He was fucking with them. He had hit me up for a feature. And that fool, he was just like, I'll pay for the studio time, just like, don't even trip, just pull up. I was like, alright, bet. So we pulled up, that shit like, probably like 30 minutes, an hour, fool. We're like, fuck, like, we were just right there bumping that shit for a minute, like, damn, fool, we just made that shit.
Would you say that was the first time you got in like a real official studio and shit like that?
Yeah, that's my first time. I've been in the studio before, but it was like, one of the older homies' pads. That was a studio at his pad and shit, but yeah, that was my first time like in a real studio, you know?
You feel like Doe was just like, man, like I want to see the little homie shine type shit, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, nah, for sure, you feel me? Like, yeah, cause the music video too, you feel me? That fool like handled everything too, so I was like, fuck, fool, you feel me? Like, that fool, like, he's really helped me out a lot, like with promo, like everything, putting me out to other people, like networking and shit, like he's did a lot for me, you feel me? Like, I'd say he's one of the main people who helped me out with this music shit, you feel me? So, yeah.
Yeah, shouts out Those Official.
For real, free Doe, free my boy Nightmare, for real.
So, like, how was it in the studio, you know what I mean, making that song Try Me With?
Fool, that shit was hard, fucking, we were just smoking, like, that shit was vibes, we were just smoking right there, just making that shit. I had did my verse real quick. And then when that fool did his, I was like, fuck, like, this fool went ahead 10 to 15 minutes till I got my other bars, but I fucking wrote that shit down and then I hopped on that shit. Yeah, that shit went up, fool. We shot the music video to that shit recently. That shit's at 29K on YouTube.
Yeah, all these people tryna try me. I'm posted on the block, you know I'm posted with my crime. Speaking on me, I'ma have to do them grimy. On Fillmore and Jackson, bitch, you know where to find me. Yeah, all these people tryna try me. I'm posted on the block, you know I'm posted with my crime. Speaking on me, I'ma have to do them grimy. On Fillmore and Jackson, bitch, you know where to find me. Yeah. This shit crazy, everybody for the neck. Acting like you gamba, ain't scared to put your life in debt. Like how you from the hood, but you ain't bout your respect. These dudes really funny, always talking out the net.
For my first music video, I was like, fuck, fool, like, that shit was hard. The fool who shot it, Sanders Production, that fool does good ass work. Like that fool be working with fucking like big ass names. Fool that fool be shooting videos with like hella good ass people.
So how was the experience? Just shooting that music video.
All the homies right there, we just chilling. Feel me? Got a little fade out the way, but that shit was cool. Like the whole day was vibes. I was like, fuck, fool. Like the whole day I was like, damn, like we really doing this shit, you know?
You usually record all your music, man.
I be doing that shit off my Obama phone. I've been doing that shit off my Obama phone for a minute. Sometimes like with the homie, cause like he has like this like the little mic equipment, but for the most part I just be doing that shit off my phone, cause I got the little headset mic and shit, so that should be easy, you know. Like I'd say probably about 85% of my music that's out right now is made off an Obama phone.
Cops knocking, so I told them that's dope. Dead homies, I need 50 for the show. Bitch rockin' 5, told her go and get some more. Dead homies, I ain't trippin' by no hoe. Dead homies, I ain't trippin' by no hoe, bitch. I don't give a fuck on the gang, you ain't know shit. You a dumb bitch, short bus rider.
Yeah.
That's some inspirational shit to motherfuckers out there that think you can't do it off a phone, you know what I
For
mean?
real, nah, for real. Like I'll be telling like the homies too, they be like, what the fuck? You use BandLab. They're like, what the fuck is BandLab, fool? Like, what the fuck? And then when I tell them it's an Obama phone, they're like, fool, what? Like, how the fuck, fool? Like, I can't even text my high on the Obama phone.
With that being said, with like how you make your music and stuff, like I just seen you just drop 2 new songs on your page, bro.
One More Chance freestyle, and then I dropped the Closer to My Dreams freestyle.
Don't hit me for the scenes, only slime by the boat. Just hit me for the shit, no, I'm always on the road. She a real thick bitch, but I only want the throat coat. 38s and 9s, only thing that we talk. Car come, we don't know, we go really up the scope.
Better for a little bit, some little stupid shit had to happen. Had to get that shit out the way, get myself better, and then once I got back, I had played some beats, and I was like, fuck. I had heard the One More Chance beat. It's like when I hopped on that shit, like the One More Chance beat, like you have to be like on some like not lover shit, but you have to be out, you feel me, like some shit for the bitches, like or like your homies with the bitches, you feel me? And fucking, so I did that shit, and then I freestyled it, and fucking I was fucking with that shit heavy. It came out hard, everybody was fucking with it. I got 5 songs done already. It's just those are the only 2 I dropped right now, but I got 3 songs coming out too soon, so fucking stay tuned for that. That shit's gonna be crazy. I got one with the homie Hitter that just got out. The homie YP from Moore Park. We already got a song out. Fucking, you feel me? That shit's going up too. Fucking No Cupid. This shit's on Spotify. You can go listen to that.
Talk to me about that song, No Cupid, man.
I wanna see the commas, everybody tryna hate. Mom, know I'm in my lane, I ain't never gonna change. I don't talk to many people, say they real, then to bake. Every cash is slipping, tell them bang it in my face.
Like, I've been fucking with that fool ever since. Like, he started making music around the same time, and he had hit me up recently. He's like, hey, let's do a song. I was like, alright, bet. So he had sent me that shit. It was No Cupid, and I hopped on it. That shit's been going up ever since. That shit's on SoundCloud, Apple Music, YouTube, all that shit.
Y'all plan on shooting a video for that
Matter
shit?
of fact, we're just talking about that shit. We're supposed to come out here. We're supposed to shoot that shit soon.
Talk to me about this goddamn freestyle you got on your page, Bulls and Bears, man.
Songs about the bulls and the bears when shit crack, shit fall. You know no one cares, so pick yourself up while you running amok. If you can't even do it sober, why get yourself stuck? Look, I gotta smoke this weed just to feel okay, cause my mom stay tripping, that's like every day.
That shit's like more like, it's like a different type of like style. See, I be doing shit like with my music. I like to make shit for like the young people, and then I like to make shit for the old heads, cause I got old heads that follow me, and I got young heads, and the old heads fuck with that old school like boom bap type shit. Feel me? Like that, like when you speak about your life, you actually speak about what's going on. That shit was nothing but truth, you know. Like that shit was just like, I had heard that beat, and I was like, fuck, you feel me? Like I could really speak on this, and that shit went hard. I haven't even dropped that shit yet. I've been waiting to get in the studio, because I've been trying to do that shit off my Obama, but for some reason that shit's just not getting right, you feel me? But I'm gonna get in the studio soon, knock that shit out.
So would you say like 90% of your music is spoken like through life experience or type shit?
Yeah, for sure. Like a lot of the shit I speak is shit I go through. Like people won't believe it, you feel me? But I mean, like that shit's just real life, you feel me?
Talk to me a little bit about your upbringing, you know what I mean?
I grew up right there in Santa Fe Springs, like up until like 4th grade. Like over there, I mean, that shit's kind of like, that shit's just like burnt the fuck out. I mean, like our family always had problems, you feel me? So just like growing up, it was just like my mom had me in the prison. You feel me? My mom was locked up when she had me. I had went into foster. I was like with my grandparents and shit. So kind of growing up was hard. You feel me? I really had my dad. My stepdad, he had got out probably like 2010. That was like around 4th grade year, and that's what fucking. Feel me? He came into our life and he did his thing. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, that fool did his thing. And we ended up moving out here to Anaheim. It was different, you feel me? Like, I had to adapt to that shit. Like, it's just like I was just always getting kicked out from school to school, like all the time. A good homie Ozzy in middle school, and he introduced me to my homies that right there on Kodiak. And that's when I started kicking it right there with the homies, and ever since then, like, those are the brothers, you feel me?
What are some of, like, your musical influences, you know what I mean?
To be honest, like, growing up, I kind of, like, really listened to, like, everybody, like growing up, I listened to fucking rock music. It was, like, classic rock, fucking oldies and rap, fucking, so it's, like, kind of, like, Wu-Tang, the old school Lil Wayne, Led Zeppelin.
Like, you really want to see Anaheim really get put on?
I mean, yeah, for sure, you feel me? Like, everybody, you feel me? You always want to see everybody get put on. But, like, I mean, I feel like right now it's just, like, for me, it's just, like, a solo race. I'm just trying to get there. Like, I'm just trying to do this shit for, like, me and my family. Like, you feel me? Like, it's not fuck the fame, you feel me? Like, I don't even give a fuck about that. I like to do fucking features because, like, to go off other people, that shit's smooth, fool. Because, like, that's just, I feel like it's easier. Like, because I do a lot of freestyles. So, like, when I'm freestyling, like, it's just, like, off the dome stuff. Like, if I go off somebody else, I could go off the last word they said, and I could go, you feel me? I could go off, like, forever if I could.
Especially if they go first, you kind of, like, going off their energy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
I gotta go as hard.
Yeah, like, that, like, a lot of the features I did, like, that they're fucking hard, fool, because, like, you go off them and you get hyped up, fool, so you're like, fuck, fool. You, like, you feel me? It's just like you feel pressure, so you gotta do that shit.
I'm sure you was feeling that in the studio with Doe, huh?
We ain't hiding, we in the turf trying to shoot some. Weezy went down, came home and got a new gun. They looking tough, where them fools from? Bounce on, bang on, dead homies ain't gon' do nothing. He think he smart, oh, you think you Jimmy Neutron? Think your bitch like me, gave me brain on your futon.
Nah, for sure, fool. I was like, fuck, fool. Chest all beating and shit, fucking hoping I don't fuck up and shit. Like,
you mentioned before that, he was gonna have you jump on another song, but that shit, he was gassing that shit.
Yeah, that fool fucking that same day we did Try Me, fucking that fool did some song. That fool was gassing that shit. I was like, this fool. I was like, fuck. He gets done, puts the fucking headset over the mic. He's like, you wanna hop on this shit?
Tap into people outside of Cali too, you know what I mean? Like, branch out, you know what I mean? Like, take your name outside of the city type shit, you know?
I feel like that's where it's at, you feel me? Like, I mean, tapping in with people in your city, I mean, it only gets you so far, because, I mean, those people are in your city, you feel me? So, like, half of their viewers are always going to be your viewers, so, like, you only get so much, like, people that come to your page, you feel me? Right. So when you fuck with people outside, like, you feel me? Like, it brings people out of state to view your shit. It brings more listeners, and then those people show their friends, or their friends hear that shit and they're playing it. Like, everybody just gets hip to the skip with the music. I feel like that's the way to go right now. You feel
gonna get more love outside of the city, you know what I mean? Just cause, like, the further out you go, the more love you get, you know what I mean? It's just weird. So, like, do you see yourself eventually, like, signing to a label, rather just, like, stand the independent route and, like, really get the bag, you feel me?
To be honest, like, I'd rather just stay on the independent route. Like, I hear, like, a lot of fucking, like, a lot of bullshit with people signing the labels, like, all that shit, fool, like, that should be crazy. A lot of this shit be, like, that I be hearing, you feel me? But, I feel like it's better to be independent. Like, if you're independent, like, it self-provokes you just to
go 10 times more harder, you know what I'm saying?
And, you know, you being, like, a younger artist, man, I'm glad that, you know what I mean, like, you grasp these type of factors, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people coming up right now, like, they may not know the difference between a 360 deal or any deal, right? Coming up in this day and age, it's good to know that as a younger artist, you know what I mean? How many of your homies really be rapping, you feel me?
A couple of the homies, like, I've started getting them to rapping, like, they fuck with that shit, and they're hard too, you feel me? But a lot of us, like, fool, a lot of us are slept on, like, and we got some good ass rappers from our
You popped on my shit around the time you started kind of like rapping. I probably seen that freestyle, but didn't even realize a year later that was you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember fucking matter of fact, I remember the day you had tapped in with me. I was in Vegas fucking on a vacation.
Okay.
And I had dropped that shit. Yeah, I was on my way home and I was like, I was driving fool. I was like, oh shit, like this for you feel me? This for just tapped in with me. I was singing shit. I was like, damn fool, that's hard. You feel me? So. You feel me? Ever since then, I've been fucking with you. I've been tapping with your shit. Like, I've been seeing that shit. You feel me?
That's love, bro. So doing exactly what I tell people to do. It's catalog, you know what I mean? And you're building that, and I love that, bro, because a lot of people, they don't understand the game.
I'll be posting snippets, and it depends. Like I'll post a song that same day, next day maybe even like. It just depends how many people, you feel me, like tap in with. Every time I make a song, it's always better and better, you feel me? Because like I see that shit and I hear people tell me and like, you feel me, I really acknowledge that shit.
That shit for sure. I could hear it in your craft, bro, because I be tapping in all these songs, you know what I mean? And I could hear how they getting better, you know what I mean? Most of the features, would you say they're coming from people outside the city, or you fucking with people right here in the city?
I say like a lot of the features I got like right now, like they're kind of people from my city, like you feel me, like a lot of them. But like as I'm like progressing, it's like I'm starting to fuck with like more people outside the city. You feel me?
When you reach out to people outside the city, do you see like any type of like different interaction or response?
Yeah, nah, for sure. It's crazy because like the way like the repost like society works, it's like. People will not repost that shit if they don't fuck with it. It's crazy because like a lot of the music I'll be making with people outside of town, like their people actually fuck with that shit, you feel me? Like, cause it's different, it's like, it's not the type of flow they're used to, so they're just like, fuck, you feel me? They're like, they really fuck with that shit, like it's actually genuine. I be getting people like hitting me up like, oh, like I fuck with your music, you feel me? Like that shit's hard. People are gonna hate on you, let them hate on you. They're hating on you cause you're fucking better than them and you're in a better place than they are. Like, that shit's all it is. Like literally every hater that I have personally, like, is somebody that I've made it, like either made a song with, like, you feel me, they dislike me for some reason and they just start hating, like, which I don't mind because regardless that shit's gonna make me go harder. So like if you're gonna hate, like, bring that shit to me, you feel me? Like
I hear in your music, man, you talking about real life stuff, and you mentioned perks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that shit, bro.
You feel me? Like that's just kind of a struggle. You feel me? It's like I say like 2020, like 2021. A lot of homies started dying off that shit. So it's like I would like growing up. It was like you feel me? You get curious. It's like you wonder why your homies. You start to wonder why your homies do certain things, and like that was one of the things that I was like I wondered about. I wondered why the homies were so addicted to this drug, you feel me? Because I've never been addicted to anything. Like I've always had a high tolerance to everything I fucking took, and like I've never withdrawn through anything, and I fucking like I've done like, feel me, like I've done like pills heavy, you feel me, and like I've never experienced withdrawals. A good homie had died, and I was just like, fuck, like like wondering why this fool, you feel me, he was like so hard on this drug, and when I had did it, that's like when you fuck around and find out. That's like, you feel me, and I fucked around and I found out, and that shit just like swooped me from under my fucking feet. When you start that shit, it's always gonna be a never ending battle, no matter what, you feel me? And it's fucked up because like a lot of the times when people are doing that shit, they get sucked into selling that shit too. So it's like you're over here fighting this battle yourself, but you're putting other people in the battle, you feel me? So it's like you don't realize until you get yourself straight, and you're just like, damn, you feel me? Because I done been in that spot, I done did that shit, and fucking like you just realize that shit when it hits home. Like, you experience like, damn, like another homie just passed away, he overdosed on the same shit. Like, you feel me? That shit's always gonna hit home. Like, fuck, you feel me? Like, that shit don't even want to like
make you want to fuck with that shit anymore.
Definitely some shit that you don't want to just experience into, you know what I mean? Because like you said, like, oh, I have a high tolerance, this and that, but like, you know, you fuck around with the wrong shit, man.
You'll find out, like,
this is not the shit you feel me, you just like, oh yeah, one time, like,
Yeah.
no, one time is gonna turn into a week, and then after that week it's gonna be, you're gonna try and stop, and then you feeling withdrawals, and it's like, fuck, these withdrawals are so hard, it's like, then you're doing it again because the withdrawals are so hard, and
Now you're just addicted.
like, that's how that shit fucking goes. So it's like, anybody on that shit, just like, quit that shit, drop that shit. Like, the withdrawals are, that's just gonna be hard regardless, you feel me? Just go through those 2 weeks, like, that shit the fuck
It's already
out.
hard being on this fucking drug, you dig me?
For
So
real,
it's like,
it's
you
hard
might as well
being
get
on it,
clean.
you feel me? So you might as well get fucking clean. It's either you're gonna fucking continue doing that shit, and eventually you're gonna,
The fucking die.
cause that's what the fuck happens. Everybody's hits their fucking breaking point, you feel me? Like,
Yeah.
that's how it is with this drug. You're gonna hit your breaking point, your body's just gonna shut the fuck down. Family that loves and you feel me? You got family to live for, you got little ones that look up to you, feel me? So
Yeah.
not everybody can fucking be right there by your side, fucking arm over your shoulder, like, you're gonna be alright, buddy. Like, no, that's not how
Everybody
life goes.
got their
you feel
own
me?
life, you
You
know what
have
I
to
mean?
go through trials and tribulations to be a better person. Like, build you as a man, as a person, feel me?
Yeah.
As a female, like, that's the shit that makes you whole.
I will say this too, like, going through shit alone, you know what I mean, builds, you understand yourself more, you know what I mean, because you just went
Exactly.
through that shit alone, you know
Exactly.
what I mean?
In fact, fucking, feel me, like, me and my, like me and my mom, you feel me, we've always had, like, a kind of, like, rocky relationship. And we had got into it kind of like 2019, and I had went on the run for a good minute, you feel me, and ending up being on the streets by myself, you feel me, like, when, like, when you're on your own, you feel me, a lot of the times homies can have you in their path, but they can't have you there forever, you feel me, so you're gonna hit that time where one day you're gonna have to sleep on the street, you feel me, it might not even be one day, it might be a fucking week. That's how it was for me, you feel me. That shit was a life lesson. Before, like, I even did, like, I ain't even gonna lie, like, I wouldn't acknowledge homeless, like, I'd be like, oh, like, you feel me, if they're homeless, like, they're homeless for a reason. Nah, when I went homeless, like, myself, you feel me, I was right there, you feel me, like, if I had food, you feel me, that I had already ate, I'll shoot it to the homeless person, you feel me, like, now, like, you feel me, like, that shit just makes you a better person, like, when you're stuck in that situation, you realize more, you feel me, like, I done been on the streets, I done slept on the fucking streets, like, that shit fucking sucks, you feel me, like, that's why I like to fucking, like, prevail, like, if you're just gonna stay in the same fucking shit and just continue to, like, bullshit, you feel me, like, that shit only goes so far, you feel me, you gotta fucking, like, do something different to make yourself fucking get to the next level eventually, you get what I'm
Step out
saying?
the square that you always stay within.
Exactly, you feel me? It's Mr. Take the Loud. Right here with K-Sean. We just finished shooting this interview. You already know this shit's about to go viral for me. Go fuck with it. Can't wait to see what's like chopped up. It's gonna be hard food.
My side of bitch gonna to the beat in the flesh.